Hey guys, what's up? This is poweromenesko coming at you with episode 5, and today we're going to be going over locking down areas of the map in order to help your team win. Now, I will admit that when I first started this, we're rolling with some ground war here. I was actually looking forward to just running around and doing some crazy stuff, and actually I probably forgot that I was recording this match because I was planning on just going all out here. There was a guy earlier in the game before this who was running with a Galil silencer. I decided to lock down the map right here. Look at that. Starting out the map with 2 noob tube kills. This is definitely going to be something that I then say, you know what, if we're going to play it that way, let's roll with it. So here's what we see here today. I've got some beasting Galil action, and while we're doing that, hopefully we'll also be able to learn a few things about locking down a map. Now, as I'll admit first, this is ground war, so there's going to be a lot of kills here because obviously we have a larger team. But one thing I do want to talk about when it comes to locking down a map is first things first, set your boundaries. As you can see, I had a great opportunity to run out there, gather a few more kills, and then sprint across the map here at launch with this somewhat unique center point on launch where it separates the map. Instead, I kind of stay in this area, hover a little bit, never really leave past here, stay around B, and then never really go back into that initial spot that I was in right now, because you don't want to get yourself caught. Instead, I'll play defense around these major areas. I'll probably stay about, at this point, maybe a little bit further for the rest of the game here. But again, knowing your boundaries is really going to be something that will help you when you're trying to just activate beast mode here and lock down an area of the map. Now what I'll be doing from here on out is basically trying to set myself up and not die. I'll probably stay out of these high traffic areas where you see a lot of the red markers. And a lot of my team's covering kind of the choke points right now, so they'll move on. And you'll see here that I'll just, being patient pays off, and I'll remain patient here for most of the game. While we're waiting for some kills here, I'm going to ring the doorbell a little bit, see if he kind of takes that bait, but he doesn't. While I'm waiting for some kills, I do need some help. A good friend of mine, some of you may know him as Free Refill, actually is engaged, and whew, good thing I wasn't that guy. He is engaged, and I'll be in his wedding, and looking forward to that. I'm also looking for something fantastic to get the young man. So I'm looking for something that, you know, both he and his fiancée will be able to enjoy. However, it is a wedding, so I want to be somewhat tasteful. I will say that a good friend of ours, who is also going to be in the wedding, found a fantastic gift, and it's actually pretty clever. I would definitely talk about it, but I'm afraid Refill might hear. But Refill, if you're listening, I'm looking for some gift ideas here, and if anyone else has any sort of unique, cool wedding gifts that you have seen and you don't mind them being not unique anymore, I'd greatly appreciate hearing about them. So go ahead and leave them a comment in the comments, or let me know. Go ahead and shoot me a message here on YouTube. Now at this point I've got my 9 kills, my chopper's coming up, and I'm really kind of running low on ammo, but as you can see I've finally been able to drop down here into the launch pad because most of my team, as I predicted, has moved on. So what I have to do now is, one, thank this guy for running the Olympia. Otherwise I never would have gotten those dogs. So thanks for that fella. But the other thing I have to do is figure out where I'm going to place myself now that I don't have a suppressed weapon anymore. So that's something to think about. If you're locking down an area and you have an unsuppressed weapon, you will be showing up on the minimap, and that means that you need to find certain areas, more than one area, where you can control traffic and get some more kills here. Here's a good example of being in one spot and then quickly moving out of the way, trying to see if there's another choke point you can focus on. You know, it always helps when you have a Blackbird up because you know exactly where people are and no one can hide. That eliminates the whole concept of the ghost addict. If you haven't seen X David's videos, that's pretty funny during the commentator wars. I'd like those. But yeah, it really does help to have your Blackbird up, of course. But the other thing is just being able to be flexible and move. If you have an unsuppressed weapon, they're going to know where you are. They're going to come back for revenge kills. And granted, yes, they are revenge kills, so they're usually something that you can pull off. It's still more opportunities for them to know where you are and shoot bullets at you, and that's what we're trying to avoid here. So I'm getting pretty nervous right now. I want to keep this streak going for as long as I can. I want to get my Modern Warfare 2 nuke. I'm even carefully peeking around this corner. This is a great corner if they don't know you're there, but unfortunately at this point in the time when the game's been out, most people will look there very quickly. Instead, I'm going to kind of pay attention to my radar, and I think somebody's coming, play some cover, and take him down. I think there's a second guy coming up here. just going to wait it out. I see him. I see him. I know he's there. So I'll just go all out. There he is. And that means it's time for me to call in my chopper gunner. We'll speed this up here because, one, I don't do very well, and two, it's boring to watch. Anyway, so we're talking about locking things down, knowing your boundaries. I think I've said a pretty good job of where my boundaries are going to be. You've seen me lock down this one mix between a corner and a portion of the map. You see I let a lot of my other teammates get some kills here. But the main thing is, if you're going to noob tube and you're going to be that sort of player, we are going to play very well. We're going to lock you out, and you'll see that here at the end of the game. Now the other thing is, as I said before, be flexible. Know your boundaries, but act within those boundaries and be fluid. And that's really where map control comes in. And also, seeing where your enemy is. And I guess the byproduct of that would making sure your enemy doesn't see where you are. So I don't do much taking down of kill streaks here today. Actually, they don't get many kill streaks whatsoever. But we do get a lot of kill streaks on behalf of our team. And that's where you're starting to see the blackbirds. That's where you're seeing the constant UAV. And I've said it once, starting from episode 1 here, kill streaks, especially the UAV, win games. Those are the ones that win games. You know where people are at, especially if you're playing a competitive playlist where you have the opportunity to actually see the other team, maybe for a split second before they see you. That typically is what's going to win the game. So we've got knowing your boundaries and then also staying flexible within those boundaries. And I will say the third thing, I've said it once also before, I'll say it again now, roll with the team. Roll with people that you know how they play, that you enjoy playing with, and also that communicate very well. I tell you what, oh, that was close. This is going to be a close one right here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, man. Somebody give that kid a nickel for that. That was amazing. Anyways, roll with the team. Roll with people that will talk, that will support you with good kill streaks. Rolling with a team is fantastic. I actually think I'm going to put up some video footage here. We hopped in a game of, not this game, but a separate game of Domination the other day. I got to get my revenge kill here. He's sitting in my spot now, and I know exactly where he's at. Boom, shakalaka. He's down. We were playing a game of Domination the other day. We got thrown in. It was 91-20 when we got in the match. So it was something like that, where this other team was just crushing the people who were in there. 5 of us joined the match and ended up pulling away with the win. I believe it was 200 to 154 or something of that nature. I might be, there's me ringing the doorbell again. I might be a little gratuitous in giving them more points than they had. But let me tell you what, if you're running with a team, you can do some pretty awesome things. And when you're playing the games and trying to lock down areas and just really, really get those kills off, having a team really helps. So hopefully you picked up a few things here tonight. One, you're going to start setting boundaries, learning which parts of the map are your favorites. And you know, if it's really not going your way, start moving around. Here's what I'm doing right now. This is actually the second time I've been at sea, and I'm not even going to stay there. But really, if you're just not flexible enough for you, feel free to move around. It's a game. Have fun. Experiment. If you don't do well on one map, try it again a second time. 2, be flexible within those boundaries. So know your boundaries, but be able to move around. That kind of ties into, again, just having that map control and seeing how things work out for you. And again, 3, run with a team, communicate with a team, make your call-outs, get helps, just like this young fella did right there. Thanks for that, Dayman. And with those 3 things, you'll really begin to start seeing an increase in kills. I know that most of the people that watch my channel here are pretty solid players. Some are not. But yeah, we'll show you that teammate video just for the sake of showing it to everyone. It was a lot of fun. Until then, this is PowerUp heading out and powering down. Folks, have a great evening.